Okay. So, Mr. Thane.
Hey, how you doing, Professor Sylvester?
All right, all right, all right. I got your letter, when it was, I don't know, it was Sunday or yesterday or whatever.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I fixed the stuff, so you should be able to see, when you're taking your test, the timing and stuff, it should be set for your
Yes,
test.
sir.
Yeah, I don't know if somebody else had logged in because I know I'm a little late. I was dealing with my other class.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. Let's see. Close out my Zoom. Hello? Oh, okay. I know I must have closed out my class. Okay. Yeah, wait a little while, another minute, I guess,
Yes, sir.
if anybody log in.
Yes, sir.
Now we get started.
Okay.
Questions. Check job. All right, we can get started.
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah, did you have any questions?
Yes, sir. I got a lot of questions, Professor
Yeah,
Sylvester.
hopefully I got a lot of answers.
Excuse me. I did the one of the homework assignments and gift statement, and I tried to download first of all the 2017 Visual Studio, the link that you sent, and it went into an error page. And I tried to download it again. It didn't work. So I went on to my home computer, and it wouldn't let me download the Visual Studio 2017, but it allowed me to download the Visual Studio 2022. So I watched the video and everything about.
Uh-oh, something happened. Hello? What happened? Whoa. Hey, something happening. We breaking up.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, but the last, I guess, 20 seconds.
Yes, sir. It was the, let me speak up a little lot. It was a 2022 Visual Studio.
Yeah.
And I had downloaded it, and I was able to create from that one, but the 2017,
Yeah,
on that link on the syllabus, when I
right.
clicked on it trying to download it, I got an error message on my laptop here, and it was the Chrome. I'm operating off a Chromebook, so I think
Yeah, I don't Chromebook. Yeah, I think it might be a problem with the Chromebook.
yes, sir.
Just just the Chromebook itself. I don't think you can use the Chromebook.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because I
So
think because even if you go to sign in a row
yes, sir.
on that screen, I think you can download 2017. Like
Yes,
when
sir.
you go to let me go to 193. When
Right,
you go to
yes, sir. The
go
one you
ahead.
have listed, like we can download like 20 the Proctorio to 2017 and the Solo Learn. And
Uh-huh.
also went to the page where we signed the roll.
Right. Oh yeah, that's where you went and got it from there.
And I can't even now. I was able to do it on my desktop, but for some reason, it wouldn't allow me to download the 2017 from my laptop. So
Yeah. But like I said, probably that Chromebook, because it's something with Chromebooks, man. Certain applications won't run.
yes, sir.
Because I think I wouldn't say they proprietary machine. Well, they are proprietary machine because the software is just Windows. I mean, yeah, it's like Microsoft based, you know.
Yes,
And a
sir.
lot of times you just can't run stuff that's gonna take control of certain parts of it. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that I think that's the issue with that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And so, I end up, like I said earlier, I end up downloading the 2022 version. I don't know if that's appropriate.
Yeah, that's appropriate because if you looked at what did I do it for you all? I know I did from other class. Any one of the versions are 17 or 10 or higher, it's no
Okay.
problem. Yeah.
Okay. It was just a little different, like when you go in
Right,
there.
the way you go about creating a file, right?
Right, yes, sir. And so I was trying to watch some other videos to try to,
Maneuver.
yes, sir.
Right.
So I was able to capture a video, kind of give me a idea
Of how to use it, yeah.
But the problem I had it was to try to capture that CPP file.
Yeah.
For some reason, I put it in there, but it'd go like LNS or something at the end of it. So when I tried to save it to send it, like you submit your assignment, and it says not allowed because it had the LNS on it. It had CPP, but after the CPP after that dot CPP, it had LNS attached to it. And I was trying to figure how did that happen, because if you're doing the program, you know, you can put the CPP, but when I got, yes, sir. So when I got a chance to try to submit the assignment, the red warning sign came saying,
right, yeah, it's not the right format.
Right, not the format. So I was trying to with the 2022, I was a little confused on that, how to send it.
All right, but let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
When you say it, well, how would I say it? When you created it, your project, it actually for a project name, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Once you created the project, did it allow you to create an empty project?
Well, no. When I clicked on empty, it's like blank.
Right. That's what you want, though.
Okay. So I end up. I thought it was okay. I go back.
Right. See, that's because see what happens is when you do it the other way.
Yes, sir.
It loads a lot of files that is Visual Studio dependent.
Okay.
And you can't run it on other platforms. Okay. But if you create an empty project, then yes, now you create it pretty much basically in the basic C++. So you can take that CPP file and run it on any platform.
Okay. Yeah. And I read the instructions on that, you know, doing the empty.
Right.
The empty on the I think it was 2017 version when
right. Yeah. Make sure it's an empty project. But what happened too is if my computer is not configured like yours, and you load, like say you do the newer version.
Yes.
At 2020, and you load all those modules, and you give me that file. I'll try to open it, and some of them files is not supported in a lower version or whatever. But just that raw C++ file, it'll work anyway.
Okay.
Won't be no problem. Yeah, right.
Empty. Okay, yeah.
Right.
When I guess I got confused because when nothing showed up on the empty.
That's what you get.
I went to the other one that was up under there, and everything popped up, like.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Okay, so I make sure I make a note of that. Let me see what else I had to ask you. I think that was one of the main things that I got. Let's see. I downloaded the Proctoria.
Yeah, because that's gonna allow you to take your test.
Yes, sir.
Now, the thing is, Proctoria don't work with the Chromebook, correct?
Yeah, I got on my desktop as well.
On the Chromebook, okay. But did it work with the Chromebook?
Yes, sir. It's on my Chromebook.
Oh, okay, because I didn't think that worked with the Chromebook.
Yes, sir. I got the little shield on it.
Okay. Right, got that green, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Right, okay, that's good. I did
it on my home computer as well.
Right.
But I think I'm gonna just work from my home computer because for some reason this Chromebook is a little cheap computer, but
yeah, but some things you can do and some things you can't do. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And you don't want to run into those problems away from home. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And so I think that was one of the mawn things. I didn't choose the empty, and that kind of threw.
Yeah, because if you look at the you on a computer?
Yes, sir. I'm on my laptop.
Go to Canvas.
Okay.
And go to modules.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Now on the modules, look at go to miscellaneous. No, it's not miscellaneous. Which one? Oh, week 1. And then the third, let's see. Yeah. Compiling a C++ program.
Okay, let me scroll you down. Bonus compiling.
It's like the third option.
Sure. I see it. I see it.
If you click on it,
okay.
When you look at it, you're gonna have download in 2017, 2015, 2013. Which one? That's the only ones I have.
And so those are the ones. Yes, sir. I couldn't even download them on here.
Oh, and that Chromebook.
Yes, sir. I couldn't even. It wouldn't take on my Chromebook. That's what prompted me to go to my desktop.
Your desktop. Yeah. You're right. That's right. So none of them will be able to download on that one. Yeah. That's true.
I don't know if it's just my Chromebook, but it wouldn't. I tried and tried. So
I think it's the Chromebook. Right. I think it's the Chromebook. Yeah. Yes, and what happens is once you get that empty project,
yes, sir.
It should be a screen to the right. Normally it's on the right. And you can go to what it is, programs. But you right click on source. You right click on source file and then new. And then it's going to ask you if you want to create a CPP file, .h file, or whatever. Right. And that's when you do the CPP file. And then it's going to create it's going to ask you for a name. And then now you're able to type in that blank space, start writing your code or whatever. Correct. Okay. Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Any other questions? But I'm gonna go over some the header file too, so y'all see how that works. Yeah.
Yes, sir. If you will, I appreciate that.
Okay. Any other questions? I see Mr. Ponder online
Mr.
too.
Ponder?
Yeah, I did have a question. So I joined a little bit late, so I don't know what y'all had already been talking about, but I did have a question about the header thing because I know for the first week, like I did the header for the first 2 assignments and everything, but I was just seeing if like for the assignments for week 2, like if we need to do this consistently every single assignment.
Right.
Okay.
And I want you to just get comfortable doing that. Because what's going to happen, by the time you get to the end, you're going to like, oh, functions. Oh, okay. I know how to do, it's going to just be a kind of habit. Because I think the last chapters or chapter before the last one, before a raise, they talk about functions. And when you're doing this, you creating a function that's outside of the program, but you still knowing how to call it and whatever, or where to place it and all that. So it's gonna help. All it's gonna do is help.
I was the one who emailed you about like which like programming
the
service,
order,
like
with the order which is
or the Xcode, like whether to use Xcode or Visual Studio, all that. Because I was the one who was having the problem that like I went to go create the project. But what ended up happening is I did the first assignment, had my header file, it ran, executed, and worked.
Right.
But like what I was thinking is I was like, okay, like I have a project, so I'm gonna just make like another folder and then have assignment 2 here. And then I went and did assignment 2, and then it like wouldn't work.
Because they're gonna reference it. Anything that's in that project is gonna try to reference it.
So you have to make like a new project each time. And so I started doing that. And so now it like worked for me and everything.
Right.
But yeah, on Xcode, like whenever I go to make a C++ file, it even gives me an option. It says like, do you want to add a header file to this? And like, it'll say that. So it's like, like it basically says that each time. So it's nice.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. But you know how to find it so you can, well, no, you don't have to get, I think y'all gotta email it to me though, but do I ask y'all to email me the header file? Not email, but submit it in the assignment. I think
in the first assignment, I did the header.h and the
like and I think I asked y'all to always give me that header file. So you got to know where it's located so that you can give it to me. Right. But if you notice, like you say, you was creating those different programs within that same project. With C++. I don't care how many files you got associated with that within that project. You're gonna have only one main function. And see, when you have all them different programs with main in it, you know what I'm saying? It's like a violation, a conflict. So you can't do it. Right. And then it tries to run them or whatever. You can't do that. So each project gonna have one main function within whatever file, and then it's gonna call whatever the files needed to be called. Right.
Yeah.
That's why you do each project. Do a project. Now you could, like I said, you could save them to the folder if you need to. Save them to a folder if you want to keep them. Yeah.
And then I also had a question about like the chapter 1 test. Like I was just gonna see, because whenever I clicked on it, it said it's like 50 questions. I was just gonna see if you could like say anything like what specifically we should study. Just like read the whole chapter. It's just kind of
read the chapter. Yeah. The chapter. Well, if you notice, I said, well, you should read the chapter. But in my experience, if you do most of the questions that they have at the end of the chapter or end of the different sections, you be straight. Now, you don't have to write all the program, but I'm saying the questions that they have in the chapter, in the series question, you'll be straight.
Because I know that like the chapter 1, like for the book, because I already read like chapter 1, and then I think I'm like part of the way through chapter 2 right now. But in chapter 1, it has a lot of like vocab about like the input devices, like the hardware,
right? The introduction,
so,
right.
Yeah, so I didn't know if like we'll actually have like programming in it too, or like
I know programming gonna come
just mainly.
Right. Well, really, this class, how would I say it? It's not really designed to program, but I teach it while you well, no, it is. This is 193. But the programs come. If you look at chapter 2, started talking about, I think, variable names, a part of a program, and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Like the pound include what that is from a little program they had. Then when you get to chapter 3, that's when, like, say, pretty much the meat of it starts. right?
Yeah.
But the first chapter was just like a computer science introductory.
Right.
The second chapter is like a CPP file introductory. And then from that, that's when after that, that's when we're gonna start with, I think variable naming and things of that nature. Then assigning variables, giving them a value. And then when we get to like the next chapter, that's when there's going to be a program where you're doing certain things. And the next chapter is if statements. And the next chapter is loops. You understand? And I think the next chapter is functions. And the next one, I think you got data files, and then you got array. Yeah. So
I like that solo learn thing.
Yeah, it kind of. And I try to find
really
something
good.
else that's comparable, but I can't find nothing else that's
it
comparable.
It's like it like slows you down like through the process to like give you it step by step. And then, like,
and it's
even if you don't know it, then it'll show you how to do it.
Right. And it teaches you just that section, you can move on rather than say, okay, this is C++. And this is it breaks it down to just the different parts of it. Like like I say, the assignment statement, okay, this is what you do. This part of it, this is how you work it. I like it too. But now the thing is, you don't have to do the programming part of it. What happens with you can do it. I won't count it against you. But I think after you finish all the modules, they have like a program training. And when I did it, I was writing the whole program because it's saying give the solution to whatever. So I tried to write the program. Okay, it's saying not the program. So then I tried to write the whole statement or whatever. So I wrote just the part. I said, so it's kind of like they don't really tell you exactly what they're asking for. So I don't want you to get caught up in trying to figure them out. So yeah, if you want to, you could do it, but like I say, for them to tell you, to figure out what they want, it might cause more issues than anything.
And then like you have the assignment, I think, that says the solo learn basic concepts.
Right
now I'm on like 7.1 or something, but I was just gonna say, like, so do I just like take a screenshot
of the completed modules, and then you go upload it. Right.
Okay.
There you go. Right. That's how it works. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Any other question? I'm gonna go over that header file. Other question?
Hey, Professor. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Panda.
I just had like one question. I think it was something that either I read in the book or I had learned in the solo learn, but it's something about like the actual like material of it, but it was saying like whenever you're declaring a variable, like how I put like int for integer, give it a name and then put equals to whatever, semicolon. Well, and it said you could also do auto. And so if you do auto, you would put like auto and then whatever the name of the variable is, and then equals to, and then put whatever equals and then semicolon. Well, like, I was curious if like, do you have to do like anything extra to get that to like work? Because like I had actually tried it because I was doing the string program, the assignment for this week, and then I was just curious, so I tried it and tried to do the auto. And then it didn't like work for me. But then I changed it and did it, and then I did the variable like declaration with integer and stuff, and it ran and everything worked. And I was like, well, I didn't know if it's a specific instance that you use auto or what, but
no. What version you were in?
Like what version of
Visual? You using Visual?
No, I'm using Xcode.
Well. And see, it could be the compiler, you know what I'm saying? Now, and why I say that is, but it should work. But most compilers, some compilers are more watered down than others. And then some compilers are more tight, But auto should work in I would say in a sense that when you use when you're writing code on the web, all you do have to say $ whatever equals whatever. You don't have to say int whatever. You don't have to say whatever. It auto, like you say, it does an auto and just takes whatever it says. Okay, if it's just a number, oh, if it is a decimal, oh, whatever, or it's a string, oh, it takes it. Now, it might be a header file that you didn't load though. You understand? You know, like when you use IO stream, if you don't use IO stream and you say C out BRCC, you're gonna get error.
Yeah, and so, same with like string. Same with string.
Correct. Right.
String.
So that may be the issue to where you may have to load that header file so it'll say, okay, he can use auto, and now that function gonna take control of assigning whatever, because you done stated that that header file has been loaded. So
I might have just messed up. I just like
it's probably just a header file.
Yeah, whenever you type in Xcode or like whenever you type like a thing on a line on Xcode, like before I actually go to the next line, it'll say like, oh, you forgot semicolon, whatever, like as I'm going
it'll tell you as you go.
And
so like, it'll work as an interpreter as you go. Right.
And so like whenever I did the auto, I went to the next line and then it was showing like I forget the error that it said, but it might have still compiled and it was just showing me it like as messed up. Like I don't know.
All right, but let me ask you this. Was it an error or was it a warning? Because a warning.
Oh, it was a warning. Like instead of the red,
warning will still work. An error, it won't work.
Oh, okay.
Now, and I'm gonna give you an example. Sometimes when you declare a variable as float rather than double, and you're gonna use it in a computation, like to calculate, you could get a warning saying that you may want to enlarge it by using a double. You understand? Because the double is twice the size of double is twice the size of a float.
Okay.
So sometimes you may get that one, or if you try to say, okay, float x equals 2.5, and then you say int y equal x, you might get a warning saying that it's going to truncate, because you're storing a float into an int where it's going to drop off the decimal. So that's warnings.
Because it's almost like
program will still work.
It's almost like suggesting another way to do it, but it's not like
just giving you a heads up to say, hey, are you sure this is what you want to do?
Right.
I can do it, but you're going to lose X, Y, Z. Right.
Okay.
But sometimes you want to do that.
Yeah. So that auto would have worked, and it was just saying
warning. If it was a warning, it worked. Yeah. Programs will work with warnings, but it won't work with errors. It won't compile.
Okay. Got it.
Right. So let's look at that header file. So now, with that header file, I'll take this out. And I'm on online GDB because I was in my other class and I'm on this this laptop, and I don't have online GDB on it. I thought I had it on this one, but I don't. Let me see something. Let me see. Yep, that's right. Let me go here. See if I can find visual. No, that's projects. See, this is not in there. See, I don't have it on this one. So what I'll do, gotta be that one. Oh, there we go. Let's see what happens here. See if I can get to it. I'm gonna go into online GDB. All right, so let's go into online GDB. Now, so like I said, normally when you writing your code, writing your programs for me, my class, I want you to have an empty project, right? But when online GDB first comes up, and like I say, you want to make sure that you choose the language. And like I say, C++ is what we use. So now, the thing is, you want to write your header file, your main program. The main program, I normally teach my students, I tell them, write I call it the shell. So what happens is I normally tell them to do the pound include IO stream. So that means you can input and output, and then do the using namespace. Oh, you had another question, Mr.
No, it was something later. I'll when we close out before I'll ask you that question.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, because I forgot.
It was a little different from this, but I'll ask you.
All right. You can ask me while I type. No,
it's about certifications. And the course curriculum or their certification.
Okay, all right.
It was something in there particular to that.
Yeah, all right. So now the int main, all right. So this is our main program, our driver. And a main function has to have a body. Open curly brace, close curly brace. Now, if I use int main, I should be returning something, return 0. That just says, what happens is the program runs, you get to this, return 0. That says everything in here executed successfully. So now that's the shell. Now you say, well, why do this? You do this because you don't want to have you have your code written. For example, and I'm not going to execute it because it's going to stay in limbo. What happens is sometimes students might do this and put curly braces at the end of main. All right. And run the program, and now you got errors. You're like, oh, what's going on? I don't know where the error is. It's telling me this. I don't know what's going on. But what? The shell of it wasn't created. Now you got maybe 50 lines of code in there, but now it's giving you an error, and it might be pointing somewhere else. So I would say, get the shell right first. All right, get the basic shell right. Now when I run this, it's just gonna give me a blank whatever. It finished right. Went through the program, it finished. So you know that it is structured somewhat correctly. You got your open curly brace, closed curly brace for your body. You got your header file, because what? We're going to have more, depending on what we're doing, we have multiple header files, right? So now the shell is done. So the thing is, in here, I could output, okay, something like CL, I'll do /n/t. And the /n, \n does a new line, \t is a tab. All right. And I'll just put this. Program has ended, semicolon, well, in line. All right, semicolon. Now, now I want my header file. So to add a header file, normally in Visual, you do a right-click on source or right-click on a header file, whichever one you want to do it on. But it'll create it no matter which one on the right-hand side you click on. Then you do add. Then it's going to give you an option to do another CPP, a header file, or another type file. But just do the header file. But in here, when you create, you just tell it the name, a new file. And I could call it, my info.h. All right, so now the thing is, I'm gonna have two header files. I got a header.h, and now I'm creating a myinfo.h. Now, the header file, which is a portion of a program outside of the main, has to be set up somewhat the same way. You got to load libraries that you may be using. Like if I'm inputting and output, I need to do the pound include what? IO stream. All right. All right. Then what? Now the what? I load the standard library using namespace. All right. Standard library, STD. And then now I do not use int main or void main, because what? You should have only one main function in your project. And if I'm referencing this particular header file and it got main in it, my program gonna blow up. All right. So I could call it whatever I want. Okay. I'll say void. All right. My info. All right. Open, close, curly parentheses, and then what? The body. Whatever I want this particular function to do. Notice I don't have any parameters that I'm passing back, because I'm not even doing anything, basically calculating anything or whatever. So I don't have any parameters or values that I'm returning back to the call function. So in here, I could do something like cout, and I'll say something like /n, I'll say Baton Rouge. I'll say Baton Rouge Community College. And then I'll put /t, and I'll say what? All right. And I'll say just say mid-city. That's just some information. All right. Now, so I have this information in here. Now the file is named my info. The reference folder function is called MYI, right? In header.h, all right, that's the file, but the reference function is head, all right? So now, let's go back to the program. So we in this program. We have this program. If I just run this program as is, I'm gonna get what? Program has ended, period. That's it. That's all this program is doing. Program has ended. But now I want to add the contents, I'll call the contents of my info.h. So what I can do, if you notice in my info.h, I'm loading what? IO stream. So I do not have to do it again if I choose not to, right? All I need to do is within double quotes, because this is a user-defined library, I'll do my info.h. Everybody see that?
No.
In double quotes.
Well, I was looking at something else, but I was just listening in to see what you were talking about. But I just wanted to like point out, because I can't like see your screen, because I don't know.
Oh man, hold on, man.
Because I was looking at something else and I heard you referencing it, and I was like, wait, does he?
Yeah, hold on. That's on me, man. I'm not even sharing my screen.
No, I would have said it earlier. I was just
you should have said it earlier.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So here we go. All right. So we're looking at this. So here is, and like I said, I done the shell. The shell was include the less than IO stream, and then this, and then int, open curly brace, close curly brace, return 0. That was the body. And then I ran it and just blank, nothing in it. But then I add this. And when I run it now, let me change this back to header. I mean to IO stream. All right. All right. So now there's IO stream. So if I run this, it's just gonna run whatever in this particular content of the program, correct? So I'm not calling anything, I'm not referencing anything, I'm not. So it's just gonna print out what? Program has ended, right? But if I want to print out this content here, Baton Rouge Community College, Mid-City Campus, now, okay, I would go back to my main program, right? I would have to tell it the library that I created, which is what? My info.h. That's my user-defined header file. So in double quotes, all right, in double quotes, myinfo.h. Not my info. Yeah, myinfo.h, right? That's the header file. Now, when I do that, that says anything I have in that info file, I can have access to it. Because what? I can have many different functions that does many different things already built into that info folder, right? And I can call it and use it whenever I want to. But we only have just that one function, right? And what's the name of that function? MYI. So now, in order for me to execute or get the content of my info, I have to call this function MYI. And what it's going to do is going to execute these statements. Everybody understand? If I had something like int x equal 5, int y equal 4, see out x times y, it would output that when I call that function. Whatever I have in there statements that I have to execute, it would execute those statements. So if I go back to here, okay, in double quotes, the file name, my header file name, and then now I have to call my function, MYI, all right? And I don't have any parameters that I'm passing, semicolon. So now if I execute it, what's gonna happen? It's gonna say, okay, int main, go, well, I have this header file loaded, which have what? IO stream loaded already, but I could put it again, but all I'm doing is adding more code to my program. Now, then it says, okay, fall into the main, well, load the live center library. In the main, call and execute MYI. What's MYI? New line, tab, Baton Rouge Community College, new line, tab, Mid-City Campus, new line, all right? And then return back to the calling function, which is the main, and what? Output program has ended. That's what's gonna happen. So if I run this, here, boom, Baton Rouge Community College, program has ended, right? Now, let's look at this. In header.h, I have this information, prog1, now I'll change this to CSCI 1933, and summer 2022. Who could tell me how I can get this information to be printed in here? There's many different ways, but like I say, any way that you think. I could copy the data over to another program, or I could call the information from that particular program in a file. So how could I do that? To do this one, we had to what? Load the header file, and then what? Call MYI. So in this one, what? Load the header file, call the function here. I could do it that way. So watch. If I do this, just like we load multiple header files, like the string, the IO man IP, IO stream, I could do the same thing with my own personal header files, right? So pound include. Now that gives me access to that one. So now what I can do, well, I want to do it before then. I could do what? Head, because that's the name of the function associated with header.h. But now, does the order here matter? No, because what? The libraries are loaded before what? Anything is done with the execution of the statements, right? So once these are loaded, it don't matter which one I call first, right? They're gonna just be executed in the order that I put them in. So what we gonna get? Baton Rouge Community College, Mid-City Campus. Then we gonna get what? Program name, prog1, CSCI 1933, summer 2022. All right? But all we have in the main is what? The function name, and program has ended. So let's run that. See what happened? So that's how you create your own. And what happens is if you were working either for a company or you had your own little company or things you was working on, why would you want to every time you write a program, keep creating your heading label or keep creating a footer or whatever? You'll create that and then what? You can call it whenever you need to call it, right? And use it as needed. So you build on your library and then call your functions, your libraries as you need it, right? Rather than having to keep writing code over and over and over or grabbing, copying, and pasting from another, whatever. Now, I could have put all this in one program where if I was using the MYI function, I could have taken what? Taken all of this and I'll copy it. I'll leave it here, but I'll put it here at the end of this. And now I got all this information in one program. But like I say, sometimes just like when you create folders for your data, you may not want all that data in one because what? You'll be modifying it or calling the same thing multiple times, and you don't want to have to keep, oh, I got to take this out. I just want this, this, and this. No, you break it down to where you can always build and call it like you want. Because now I don't want to run it. Well, see, when I ran it, what it did, it printed out Mid-City, program name, then it went what? Printed program name again because what? I have it. This MYI have Mid-City, Baton Rouge Community College, Mid-City, and it got program name, program whatever. And then we call head, which has what? Program name, prog one, whatever, and then it ended. See that? Right? So, and as many times as you put this, that's as many times, let me take this out first to show, not to show you, just to won't be that one. As many times as you call that function, that's as many times it's gonna execute, all right? So if I do something like this, all right, if I do something like this, whatever, then that means what? I'm calling it one time to execute whatever, then I'm calling it again to do the same thing, right? So it's just gonna, you can repeatedly execute that code as much as you want. I can even put it in a loop to make it execute 10 times or whatever times or whatever. So see how you can start, when you start doing functions for yourself, you can modify the data to where you pulling in information, column, things of column headings and whatever, where you ain't got to keep trying to recreate stuff. All right? So any questions about headers?
Oh yeah, you're the other dude. I think he's talking, but he's on mute.
Yeah. I can't hear you, Mr.
Sorry, I was on mute. I'm sorry. Thank you. But what I was saying is there's a what the word I'm looking for, like a practice session with all of this right here.
No.
Like the online GDB.
No, because the only thing I think I did, if I could go back, let me see. Let me go back to the man. If I think, I don't want to go here.
Don't we need to sign the roll today?
Yeah, today Tuesday.
Yeah. I just remembered that whenever you went to that website. So
right. Yeah. I know it. Look, header file assignment. It's like header file for assignment. This just shows you an example of what I did. Whereas this portion in the blue is the header file. This portion of it here is the actual, remember I told you that shell, that CPP shell, right. And then it tells you header file is the name of the header file that and should be enclosed in what? The double quote. So see, I don't have a video, but I kind of gave you this in announcements. Yes, as to how it breaks down. Then what? Head right here is the function that's created in that header file that you call it to output that data. And when it calls head is what? This is head is saying, okay, a new line, output programmer, which would be your name, course name, program name, instructor's name, and due date. All right, and then whatever your body is to get all your output. So when you run your program, you're gonna get all that. You're gonna get the program name, your name, my name, all that, and then you're gonna get the output of the program. Right.
Yes, sir.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, this is the little help. And what I'm gonna do now, and like I said, I don't know how long it'll take or whatever. But once we finish with this session, I'll post this so that and I think it'll still be available. But you'd have to go through that Zoom in Canvas to get to it.
Right.
If it's not posted, you could go through that Zoom and connect and go to the recordings and view it.
Yes, sir.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But every program gonna have this in it. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Any other question?
No, sir. It's just about these certifications.
For
the course curriculum.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I know it's a little different from what we're talking about in this session, but
right. Now, the thing somebody had asked too, and I'll mention that these two programs here, assignment program 1, assignment program 2. Those two programs were, how would I say, practice programs, in a sense that to give you the feel. First of all, hopefully you had uploaded or installed Visual, then set Visual or use online GDB. Secondly, to type in that information and debug it to get all the errors out, to get a feel, of working within that environment without the pressure of knowing what button to press, what screen to be in, and then my code is my code right. No, this code works. Type it in. Hopefully you're going through it right. If you got errors, fix the errors, and then just submit me the corrected program. So it took the pressure off of writing code to just get familiar with that environment. Get familiar with saying, okay, this is what happened. This is how you put the information in. Oh, when I compile it, oh, this is what I get. Oh, I got an error. Oh, let me go and fix it. So it getting you acclimated to doing your assignments. All right. And hopefully you got these two right. And then, like I say, when we start actually writing code, you'll be able to write. Right. And like I say, you got some with escape sequences with string. And like I say, these are small programs that may consist of how would I say? Well, you need to count the shell. Without counting the shell, could be 1 line of code, could be 3 lines of code. You know what I'm saying? But it's getting you to understand escape sequences. Like when I use the /n, that's an escape sequence. When I use the /t, that was an escape sequence. All right. So, but y'all in these program assignment, the escape sequence you're gonna be using. How you're going to show you how to print a /, because just to put / don't cut it. How to print other special characters. So stuff like that. All right. So
yes, sir.
Yeah, question.
I'm all good.
I just got to practice. I'm going back to the under
the header file. Yeah.
Yes, sir. In the header file.
Right.
Yes,
right.
But it's good information that you got posted. It's very helpful.
Yeah, and like I say, I try, and like each semester, students might say whatever we do it, and I'll try to post it, to make it a little bit better. Yeah, sometime.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But I always like to meet my class, whether it's online or whatever. But what I do, I started to meet the first week. I said no. I said I want them to dive in, because in computer science, you got to have that little urge or niche to go into it blind,
Right.
And like I say, oh man, I had this, I ran into this roadblock or whatever. And sometimes it's just a little bit appreciative if you can get over that little hurdle. But at the same time, you tried it, and then when I go over, it's like, oh, okay, I tried that, and this, like when Mr. Ponder was saying, oh, I was looking at this and I was trying it, and this was it. So it's like he done went through it, and now it's like, oh, okay, I was kind of on the right track, you know.
Right,
so now I'm able to be more confident in doing what I need to do.
Yes, sir.
Rather than be, oh, he ain't said it, I ain't gonna do it. Oh, I don't know it. No.
Yes,
be proactive.
Yes,
be proactive.
I prefer to be in the classroom, but I work and I have
Me too. I prefer to be in the class too. I love being in the class.
Yeah, I'm not an online person, but I try to keep up, but
I know. And see, I do online, but it goes against everything I believe in the way I teach. You know?
I like to be hands-on, you know.
Yeah. Well, I just like the content, like say if I'm lecturing to you, yes, I want to see you. I want you to communicate. I want, you know, and whatever. That's just me. You know?
Yes, sir.
Now I do have students that say, well, Mr. Professor, you know, I took this, so I learned this, whatever. You know, is it okay? I just watch your stream, you know, whatever, or you know, I gotta work, you know, can I not? Right. No problem. You know, because it's almost like say a math class. You're in a math class and you know most of the material. Why go to class? You know, you just sitting there being bored. You know, and the teacher will tell you, okay, well, until you run into a stumbling block, hey, you don't have to come to class, you know, and then when you start whatever, you come to class. And if you never have to, hey, you know, it's cool, no problem.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, like I asked all of my questions already in the beginning, so, and then you were going over the header file with him, and like I had already went through that, so like I knew how to do.
Yeah, you knew some of the stuff I was saying.
But yeah, like I knew how to do that, but I was like, I'm just gonna like sit through it because maybe he says something that like I didn't, that I could pick up on. Yeah, maybe something different that I didn't know. So I was just like listen through to see that because like that's like important for people to like because if people are asking some questions, then like. Maybe that's a question you want to ask.
Somebody else wanted to ask.
Somebody else wanted to ask, but nobody asked. So
that's right.
How you gonna know?
Correct. Yeah. And that's just like that link up here. A lot of them might not know in announcements I have that link. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Have the blue part. Yeah.
Yeah. I had actually watched your first two like spring. You have a link to your lecture, and I had watched like the first two spring like 2021. Lectures, like where you did the setup of the project and all that. So
right, okay,
I how to do that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Because I always encourage to ask questions, and like I tell them, and you could interrupt me. I don't mind that. You know, some people like to talk and like, oh, you got to stop, and then whatever. No, if you got a question, I'll stop, and then we'll take on that question. And sometimes you'll be waiting to ask a question and be like. I don't forgot what it was and whatever. No, so I always ask that question. Stop.
But no, I was glad that you hosted this session because like I saw that you put all the lectures up, so I was like maybe he won't have like lectures.
Yeah, no kind of
just have us
watch.
Just have us like watch the ones that he already did, and then so whenever I saw you email you're doing it, I was like, that's really good because like I actually did want to do the. Be able to sit and ask questions or anything like that. Like it's helpful to do that.
Oh, yeah, it does. It does help. And when I'm gonna tell you another thing, it does. Now, you could have took my class online, like I said, and I could have been like, okay, it's online or whatever. And then a semester later or whatever, oh, Mr. Vessel, can you do me a reference letter? I was in your class, whatever. Now, I don't know your face. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, whatever, however, but it makes it kind of, to me, it makes it kind of hard. Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I thought more people would be on. I know.
I thought too, because I was getting emails at, oh, well, Mr. Vest, I'm stuck on it. Oh, Mr. Vest, okay, but nobody on. Like I say, now, what I can do. And that's what I wanted to do. If they had issues, I was gonna push back the assignment, like these assignments, so they can, once we went over whatever, now they can go ahead and do the assignments. Being that, hey, I question with visual, I question with online GDB. Now I understand. Now I can do my assignment rather than just not do it at all. But did y'all two do them?
Yeah, I did. I did the one I sent you in the picture, the if statement.
Yeah, in the loop.
I was working on the loop, but I can't get the In Visual 22, I did the not the empty one. And
yeah,
I had
do the empty project though. Yeah.
Right. And that's why I went wrong at.
Yeah. So what I like I said, what I could do, I could open this one up.
Okay.
I was the one with that project issue where I put the files in the same project so they wouldn't run. So I was like, I kept trying to figure out why it wouldn't work, but then I ended up going to the online GDB thing. But then like online GDB, like I went and ran it like whenever you first sent the code and like it worked. And so I was like, well, I don't know if it's supposed to be working. I think there's supposed to be errors in here. So I was like,
it's supposed to work.
but yeah.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do you like that to start off. No. Yeah.
No, so I turned in the first one and then I did the second one, but I didn't get to turn it in on time. So
what, the second one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one said I'll open it till tomorrow. So give y'all a chance to turn it in. Yeah.
But I finished that first program, the string program for week 2.
Oh no, yeah, you did that one already?
Yeah, I just did that one. So
yeah. So give y'all a chance to get those done. Yeah. All right.
And I sent you that first one. I did a snapshot of it on 2022 because I couldn't get it to download.
What, the first one?
Yes, sir. The first one. I think it was the if statement.
Yeah, that is. But what you did it in what application?
It was in Visual Studio 2022.
All right. But
I couldn't get it to CPP at the end of it.
But did you do an empty project?
No, that's why I didn't do it.
Oh yeah, right.
Do it. That's what I was saying. I did.
Oh, the first one. All right, yeah. And you got to make sure it's an empty project.
Right.
Because like I said, what happened is it brings when you don't, it brings in a lot of different modules that's dependent on but that's Visual Studio dependent.
Right.
And then when you try to put in another platform, it ain't gonna work.
Right.
You know? So if you do empty project, I don't care what platform. If it's C++, it's gonna work.
It works.
You know? So that's why I rather you do it that way. Well, I can pull it up.
I go back and do it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's it with me.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, but like you said, I thought more be on so they can get that head start. But,
yes, sir.
Yeah. And like I said, online Xcode, it works. I don't have much information with Xcode, but Xcode it have information out there, you know, but yeah.
That video from week 1 that you have where it says like how to set up Xcode or how to do a project. Yeah, it did. Well, in the beginning, because like it's like whenever that was uploaded, like the interface looks like a lot more different now. So first I didn't see it, but like it starts it as command line tool, and then like I just had to scroll over whenever I went to the Xcode right now, and you can do the command line tool the same. So I started the project the same and everything, and it worked. So
but it don't just give you a full editor where you can see all the lines.
Oh no! Like whenever you first click like start a project, it'll say like what do you want to build, and it has like all these different types of things. And since it's Mac, it'll say like whether you want to use like Watch OS or like
the different platform.
It'll say, do you want to do an application or like, and it'll say like all these different kind of things, and it's like for all the different Mac like
devices and whatever,
all the different devices for Mac, and it'll say like what type of thing you want to code. So yeah, I just had to stick with like Mac OS and then the command line tool project, and then once I clicked that, it was done.
Straight.
It's like ready to go.
Yeah, that's good. Because even the output, when you get the output, your output is somewhere on the side in the little box, right?
It's weird. It's weird. It's on the bottom. It's on the bottom of the like screen, but like at first it wasn't showing it to me, but you have to click a button so that like it'll show the visibility of the terminal down there. But
by
like whenever I
default,
was
it's not.
yeah, but whenever I was looking up like videos and stuff of it, I guess they like it's like a new thing that they had just come out with, because a lot of people were saying that like they had to use like the Mac terminal, not like because Xcode didn't have a terminal built in, but now they do. So now
Yeah. That's good though. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, I got another Zoom call. I forgot it was at 4 o'clock.
All right, no problem. But hey, y'all did go and do my work. Always reach out. And normally what I'll do, I'll read my emails sometime as they come. But more or less, I'm a batch. I read them in batches. I like say, if it's a Tuesday and I'm not doing anything, I might read all my emails, try to get them out of it. Or then if it was a Friday, that Friday I said, well, before the weekend, I'm gonna just read all my emails. So that's how I try to do it like that. Yeah. But not every day, every second, man. I never get no rest.
I understand. You gotta get your rest.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, yes, but I'll talk to y'all. No questions. I'll see y'all. Like I said, we have another Zoom session or whatever. Yeah, or whatnot. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll message you if I need any like more help between.
All right, no problem. Yep, do that. Yeah. All right. See y'all, man.
Thanks for your help.
Oh yeah. Yep. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
All right, later. All right.